right, 3 more advance, and then Lucas Oil heat number 6 will be our final heat of the night with Garrett Smith and Jeff Matthews on the front row.
So again, the winner of Lucas Oil heat race number 5 starts outside of row 2 in tonight's 40-lap A main, as track officials having Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials having them roll in just a little bit of that fluid. That's Al Varnador. That's Al himself, isn't it?
We'll see if we can get a report from Moran, who's parked right next to the Lucas Oil trailer down here in the pit area. So we should have word from it here in a little bit. Hopefully not a terminal issue on that car. He'll have to go to a backup.
So again, rolling that fluid in just a couple laps here before we turn them loose in Lucas Oil Heat 5. One more heat after this, then we'll have 3B mains, and again tonight's 40-lap main event.
It's always Heat 5, isn't it?
Every time. Heat 5 every time. All right, the Dave Warren Power Sports caution lights. Nope. They fooled us. One more time.
So the Brandon Ford Pace trucks have made their way to the infield.
That's what fooled us.
The dueling Brandon Ford Pace trucks. Many thanks to the fine folks here at Brandon Ford. Check them out tomorrow. Stop down there here in just down the road here in Brandon, Florida.
That's right.
See the fine folks there. Hey, I know Wayne Hammond's watching. You know, he retired.
He did.
He retired, and I know he's watching tonight. Or he might even be here, I'm sure. But thanks to all the fine folks at Brandon Ford for their continued support of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Absolutely. Ross Robinson again on the pole. Spencer Hughes on the outside. Nutrient Ag Solutions starting zone. We're underway.
Ross and Spence, 2 regulars in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series the last 2 years. Spencer go to the outside. Out at turn 2 down the back straightaway. Good side-by-side battle into turn number 3. Dennis Erb Jr. and Mikey Marler. Good race off at turn 4.
Indeed it is. Ross Robinson, your leader at the end of lap number 1. Spencer Hughes is in second. He's not Spence anymore, James. He is just Spencer Hughes. And right now, he is just inside the second spot as Dennis Erb Jr. trying to find a way around the JCM Motorsports 19M 2 down.
Okay, Ross Robinson, he had a good run in that second feature last night at top 5. Making a bid for his first career win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So would be Spencer Hughes, Dennis Erb Jr., Mike Marler, Will Harrington on the outside looking in with 3 laps in the books.
Mike Marler rallying, nothing new to him in East Bay Raceway Park this week. He was the Todd Steel Buildings hard charger 2 nights ago, came from 23rd to 2nd. He would like to not have to go that far through the field. He'd like to race his way in through this heat race, but right now he's got a good battle in front of him with the 28 of Dennis Erb Jr. trying to move into that second spot and trying to find a way around the JCM Motorsports 19M of Spencer Hughes this time by. 3 to go for Ross Robinson.
Will Harrington showed some speed this week. First time driving that Barry Wright Icon. And that 14X right down in 5th. We still have that battle for second as they enter the 2 to go signal. Into turn number 3, and Ross Robinson looking good in that Stokely Materials 7.
2 laps to go in this one. Ross Robinson with Rick Eckert turning wrenches on the Ken Adams Dutch Star Motorsports entry. Coming around to the Barons, 1 to go here in Lucas Oil Heat Race number 5. We double it up for you at home. The leader on the left, the battle for second on the right.
Ross Robinson looking for a feel-good win here tonight. He will start outside of row number 2, pending the UN08 scales. And he looks good, DJ. He'll lead it to the checkers.
Ross Robinson gets the win in Lucas Oil Heat number 5. You see on the right side of your screen, Spencer Hughes holds off Dennis Erb for second or third. On the outside looking in, Mike Marler, Will Harrington, Bob Gardner, Logan Zarin, Drake Troutman, Dylan McCowan, and Carson Ferguson rounds out the top 10. So Dennis Erb Jr. finishes in third. He transfers to the A-Main, as does the 19M of Spencer Hughes, and the winner of Lucas Oil Heat Race number 5. He's already got a heat race win this week, and he's coming off a top 5 finish last night in that Rick Eckert wrench, Ken Adams, Dutch Star Motorsports, Stokely Materials, Commonwealth Equipment, the Frozen Farmer, Fox Shock sponsored. Number 7, it's going to be the boss, Ross Robinson out of Georgetown, Delaware. He wins Lucas Oil Heat 5, and Ben, he will start 4th in tonight's A-Main.
Yes, sir, he will. Ross Robinson having a really strong speed weeks to start the year. He'll pull off the helmet. All right, Ross, we're going to put him on the spot right now with what your crew's doing and Rick Eckert. Eckert's got to stay for the year, right? That's question 1.
I don't know if we'll be able to talk him into that, but it's the whole picture. Having Michael and Luke on board with us this year too, along just taking some of the load off Amanda, but having Eckert too, just to kind of help coach us all and make us all grow as a team. It's showing. So now we just gotta make the right adjustments, and hopefully we can have us a good night.
All right, Ross Robinson's got that smile on his face, a little huffing and puffing, an aggressive racetrack again here tonight at East Bay. Guys, the 6th and final heat race has made its way to the track, and this will be Lucas Oil Heat 6.
Talking about a new crew chief, man, of course, Luke Eller coming on board here in 2024. 6th and final heat of the night. It will be Lucas Oil Heat 6. The winner starts outside of row 3. It'll be Garrett Smith in the 10 out of Eaton, Georgia, and Jeff Matthews out of Brandon, Florida in 33.
Great qualifying effort for Jack Riggs. Remember, he was quick in dirt draft hot laps. Riggs starts inside row 2 in Kingston, Georgia's Tyler Millwood looking to race his way in for the first time this week.
Logan Hitties out of Buchanan, West Virginia, just as our young man here down here. Declan Carpenter, our flagman. 2-star is his number, and Ryan Gustin into Todd Cooney Motorsports 30. He is out of your second hometown of Marshalltown, Iowa.
Clover, South Carolina's Ross Bales rolled off from the 7th starting position on his outside. Out of Brandon, Florida, the 40B is Kyle Bronson.
Oh, Brandon Shepard, watch him come to the front. He will start 9th out of New Berlin, Illinois. And Levi Yetter, he's out of Cabot, PA. He is in car number 9.
And then it'll be Seth Daniels and Max Blair. And just got word from Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials, Brandon Shepard will fall to the tail of the field. He has gone to a backup car in the Shepard Riggs Racing B5. So Shep will have an even tougher row to hoe as he's got to come from the 12th starting spot in the 6th and final Lucas Oil heat race here tonight. Garrett Smith finds himself in a familiar position. He's on the pole. Jeff Matthews, another Sunshine State driver on the outside of the Nutrien Solution start zone, and we have got trouble.
Look out. Into turn number 1, down the back straightaway.
Oh, man. They're still bottling up. Well, at the end of lap number 1, it's Garrett Smith out front. Logan Hitt finds himself in the 2nd spot. The Buchanan, West Virginia driver trying to race his way in for the first time this week. And there's a side-by-side battle for 3rd. That's the Danny Hatcher, number 6 of Ross Bales on the inside and Jeff Matthews on the outside.
Remember that rule last year? We could fire between the flags down there, Dustin. So Garrett Smith 2 laps in the books. Logan Hitt, his dad, last year's track champion at Elkin. Shane Hitt, cousin to the late Tim Hitt. Looking good right now. How about the 2-star, Dustin Jarrett?
Jenkins Ford. You can't think of Jenkins Ford on the side of a race car and not think about our old friend Butch McGill from West Union, West Virginia. Logan Hitt right now doing a tremendous job. And here's a look at 2 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series regulars trying to work their way from the back of the field to the front. Brandon Shepard in the Shepard Riggs Racing B5 and the Simline Motorsports 111 of Max Blair. 4 down, 4 to go.
Oh, Butch McGill's watching. If you don't like that, you can. Okay, never mind. Down the back straightaways, they come in 3 to go.
That's what he told me one night in Victory Lane.
Garrett Smith, Logan Hitt, Jeff Matthews. How about this down the back straightaway? Logan Hitt. You roll that 2-star into turn number 3. Here we go, 2 to go. Dustin Jarrett, man, Matthews in on him.
Oh, in trouble for Jack Riggs.
Oh, that's going to bring out a Dave Warren Power Sports caution off the pace. Maybe. No. We stay green. Is it refire? And the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out.
And that will erase a 1.4 second advantage that Garrett Smith had, and that will also erase an 0.8 of a second advantage that Logan Hitt had over Jeff Matthews. 6 down, 2 to go in Lucas Oil heat race number 6. And Jack Riggs still, I thought he may try to get off the racetrack there, but he's kind of nursing that car around the inside of the racetrack, and now he's going to make that hard left-hand turn into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Ben?
Yeah, also Ryan Gustin down here, and he's in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, but no sense of urgency, and it has not been a good week here at East Bay for Ryan Gustin. Just not much luck for the driver who got his first ever Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win here last year.
Dustin, green, white, and checkered. What would this mean for Logan Hitt?
Oh, absolutely. He'd race his way in for the first time and race his way into one of the biggest shows he's ever raced into, Sands Hillbilly 100 as well. Jeff Matthews, though, right there, turning in his best performance of the week, and Ross Bales on the outside looking in. Again, in that Danny Hatcher Racing number 6. Single file restart, 3 laps in the books, top 3 advanced, 6 laps are in the books, 2 laps to go. They're going to fire in the Nutrien Solutions restart zone.
You love those local and regional racers, don't we? Coming out of turn 4 as they swing out wide. Ross Bales in the 6. Danny Hatcher out of Campbellsville, Kentucky, the car owner. Look at that third spot's going to be up for grabs down the back straightaway. White flag, the Barrett's performance, 1 lap to go for the former dirt track world champion, Garrett Smith.
Garrett Smith leads this one. Logan Hitt going to try to hold off Jeff Matthews and grab that second spot. Matthews is there. So is Ross Bales. We'll double it up for you at home as they head down the back straightaway and through 3 and 4 for the final time. Garrett Smith is going to get the win in Lucas Oil Heat Race number 6. And yes, sir, you have a night, Logan Hitt. You have transferred into the main event here this evening. Way to go, young man. Jeff Matthews finishes in the 3rd and final transfer spot ahead of Ross Bales. Brandon Shepard from the tail to 5th, and the rest of your top 10 there on the left side of your screen. Matthews finishes 3rd, Logan Hitt finishes 2nd, and the winner of Lucas Oil Heat Race number 6 in the Terminal Maintenance and Construction Atlanta Heating and Cooling World Famous Cadillac Ranch Senior Life Insurance sponsored number 10, Eaton, Georgia's Garrett Smith is going to travel with Ben Shelton.
So Garrett Smith will pull off the gloves, pull off the helmet. He'll start 6th in tonight's 50-lap feature. All right, Garrett, it's well documented. You've said it yourself. You're just struggling in these main events. What have you learned from the past few nights you're going to try to use tonight to go forward?
I don't know. We try some different stuff on the car, and it's all you can do is just try and try different stuff for the features and just throw something at it. Because I wish I could tell everyone what the problem was, but I just get a little too tight in those features to be able to steer across the center and stuff, and I think that's most of my problem. But man, I'm trying my hardest in the features, but I don't know, maybe I can get one done by the end of the week.
All right, well, he's going to keep digging. He keeps winning heats, guys. He's going to try to put a feature together. Garrett Smith wins Lucas Oil Heat 6 heats in the books, 3 B mains to go.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. About 3 minutes until our first B main rolls on the racetrack. We'll use this opportunity to thank the folks that make this broadcast a possibility. Don't go anywhere. You are watching the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series here at East Bay Raceway Park.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
How do I become a mechanic? How do I become a driver? How do I drive monster trucks? And here at UNOH, there's pathways for everything.
The fact there's a school you can go to for racing is just a little bit insane, but it's very cool because it gives kids like me the opportunity to chase that dream.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
What are you up to? Oh, I just spent the whole morning having a little battery-powered fun. I can see that. This thing is powerful. Hey, honey, I was just gushing about our new favorite toy. All right, Joel, ready to go again?
You should join us sometime.
I've got to get me one of those.
Hey, you ready to go to my mom's?
Oh, I can't go today. I have to mow. It's probably going to take all day.
Well, that's too bad. Don't work too hard.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Hey, hon. Yard looks great.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs. What are you running? By Protect the Harvest, keeping American traditions alive for future generations. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. Dustin Jarrett and James Essex with you here in the booth. Ben Shelton joins us all week long in the infield. We're glad that you're back here at the 48th running of the Veland Winter Nationals here at East Bay Raceway Park. 6 heat races in the books, and we have got the first of 3 B mains just about ready over in the staging lane. It'll be pulling on the racetrack momentarily. So 18 drivers have locked into tonight's show. We will take the top 2 out of our 3 B mains. That'll give us an additional 6 cars, and the balance of the field will then be made up by Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series provisionals, as Fast Shafts B main number 1 is pulling onto the back straightaway. And there were a lot of good cars, James, that did not race their way in out of those first couple heat races. So this first Fast Shafts B main is going to be interesting. Brian Shirley, podium finish last night for the Chatham, Illinois driver in the makeup race. He starts on the pole. Hampton, Georgia's Ashton Winger's on the outside.
Still want to say thank you for the new score sheets, by the way.
You're welcome.
Looked like mine had measles, the old one, didn't it? There were dots all over that thing. Where are we at here?
Row 2. We didn't get far.
McCready and Thornton.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you want to do row 3? Brandon Thurlby out of Traverse City, Michigan in the 69, and Brandon Overton in the Jeff Matthews Racing 33X.
Cody Overton, little sexy. He's inside row 4, and Chase Younghands, he's out of Midham, Kansas in 18.
The showstopper, Tim Dome, starts inside row 5. He's out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia. Wheelersburg, Ohio's Hot Rod Conley in the 71R.
Then you have Dean Carpenter. He's out of Coldwater, Mississippi in 51. And Jason Riggs, the 81, out of College Grove, Tennessee.
We'll move back to row 7. We find the former Chicago Bears draft pick, Brimfield, Illinois' Tim Lance in the 48. And Pennsboro, West Virginia's Ryan Payne in the 12R.
He didn't play with Devin Hester. You know, Devin Hester got elected to the Hall of Fame yesterday.
I saw that.
Hey, Dwight Freeney of the Colts, congratulations. We just got it all. That's from Adam Schefter, by the way.
Breaking news.
Ian Rappaport is reporting that David McCoy, Jane Frame, Brian Ledbetter, Jason Michael. Have you made your bets on Sunday, the Super Bowl?
I have not yet. I am an early bettor, but this is one I got to hold off on. I probably going to take the over on the number of Taylor Swift appearances. I think it's at 5.
Well, the 49ers favorite. I believe the 49ers are favored, right?
Man, I don't know. How do you go against
that? Joe Montana, he's pretty good, isn't he?
It's Steve Young quarterback.
Steve Young.
How do you go against? By the way, a former Union Local High School graduate, my good friend Colton McKivett, starting offensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers.
Right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually announced his senior night basketball game when he was a senior at Union Local High School.
What year was that?
20. You put me on the spot. 2016 or 17.
What college did he go to?
2016. West Virginia, WVU. And he's starting right tackle for the San Francisco 49ers. Colton
Not under
McKivitz.
Rich Rodriguez.
Not under Rich Rod. No, not under Rich Rod. All right, 10 laps, top 2 transfer. Fast Shafts B main number 1. Brian Shirley on the pole. Ashton Winger on the outside. They hit the Nutrient Act Solution starting zone, and this one's underway.
No, it's not.
Man.
We're going to have to do that one again.
Yep, Brandon Overton in that Jeff Matthews 33. Tim Dome in the 6T. Dean Carpenter in the 51 and Tim Lance in the 48 are the 4 cars involved. The good news is they did not take out the Nutrient Ag Solutions flags like we saw happen with the Rio Grande Waste Services flags at the Wild West Shootout. The bad news is 4 of them stuck together. Here's your FloRacing instant replay. We need a Dale Mack here to tell us what happened. I'm going to take an educated guess and say that Brandon Overton thought that he was maybe going to run into the back of Tim McCready's 39 and stab the brake. The tail end of that car went around. Or as Dale said, he over-rotated.
Dale's watching. You get a message from me. He sent me
He
a text
did.
message.
Dale may text me and tell me that I was right or very wrong, one of the two.
That was fantastic. Fantastic.
Well,
All right.
not this accident, but having Dale on.
Having Dale on, yes.
Having Dale on was fantastic. Indeed it was. Fast Shafts B main number 1 does not get a lap in, so 0 laps down. And all 10 laps still remaining. Now, again, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points race here this evening, James. So If a driver does not finish in the top 2 in this one, and they are either a series regular or they have paid the loyalty deposit to run the series, they could be eligible for a provisional based on how things shake out after these 3 B mains.
And we're still based the first provisionals on last year's points table, which that would include right now in this race Tim McCready and Ricky Thornton Jr. and Max Blair, who will be in B main at number 3.
Yeah. Tim, are you sure Tim Lance played with Devin Hester? That seems like the years would be off on that.
No, I'm
okay,
sure
I was
that
going
he
to
did
say,
not.
now,
Yes.
wait a minute.
The greatest kickoff return, punt return guy in the history of
absolutely.
He had 19 touchdowns doing that on special teams. Pretty impressive.
How many did you have playing for the Hauser Jets?
He did not even have a football team.
Oh my goodness!
Now in flag football and recess, pretty dominant in that. Until I broke my ankle.
You broke your ankle.
I broke my ankle, and I couldn't play basketball.
Adam Schefter had you listed as out for
I was
6 weeks.
I was 6 weeks. Yes.
Injured reserve.
Yes.
You had to go down to the practice squad.
We had to rehab with the practice squad.
Flag football.
By the way, spring training it's coming up.
How'd you break your ankle in flag football?
Because there was a hole in the doggone field.
Oh, no.
And, of course, I had to find it and just tore it all up. But
they
had a late season comeback. But anyway.
The graceful one, James Essex. In flag football for the Hauser Jets. Here we go. Green flag's out. The Nutrient Solution start zone. Brian Shirley and Ashton Winger lead them into 1-2.
Didn't even give a varsity letter for flag football. Very disappointing. All right. Shirley and Winger at the Nutrient Solution start zone. Who's going to lead lap 1? And it's going to be Ashton Winger.
Ashton Winger out front. And that Jeff Matthews Racing number 12. Brian Shirley again a good run last night in the makeup feature. Came up second to his fellow Illini State driver, Brandon Shepard. He's going to roll alongside Winger in a battle for the lead. 2 laps down, 8 laps to go. That's your lead duo, Winger and Shirley. Shirley over-rotate a little bit down there in 1 and 2, and that allows Tim McCready and Ricky Thornton Jr. to close the gap.
Ricky Thornton Jr. could be a provisional here tonight as he dives to the bottom. Out of turn 4, 3 down, 7 to go. Fast Shafts B main number 1 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Brian Shirley, last night's Todd Steelbudding's hard charger in that first feature, and nearly won that second one. A great battle he had with Brandon Shepard coming home in the runner-up spot.
Absolutely. There's a look back at, again, Tim McCready in the 39, the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr., as those 2 drivers try to close in on the 3S of Brian Shirley, as McCready is starting to gain a little bit of ground. James halfway home this time, 5 laps down, 5 laps to go.
Down the back straightaway, McCready, the Paler Motorsports car. Working that bottom, Ashton Winger, the Jeff Matthews number 12, continues to show the way. 6 down, 4 to go. Winger continues to lead, then it's McCready, Thornton, and Dome. Young hands. They are not going to make the show tonight unless they get going. And I'm talking about Dome, Young Hands, Conley, because McCready and Thornton will have provisionals if they don't make it under the speed main.
3 laps to go right now, when Ashton Winger has stretched out to nearly a 2-second advantage in this one, but the battle for second continues to heat up. McCready's there, James. He's trying to race his way in. He doesn't want to have to rely on a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series provisional. Brian Shirley definitely trying to race his way in, and we've got a Dave Warren Power Sports caution for Pennsboro, West Virginia's Ryan Payne in the 12R as he slides to a stop down in 1 and 2.
Sure to go register for that 2024 Segway UT10 side-by-side. That will give way at the Dirt Track World Championship at Eldora Speedway in October. Go to Dave Warren Segway, SEGWAY.com, Dustin.
So 3 laps to go. 7 laps are in the books in this one. And we will line the field back up with it, and that's going to erase a 2-second advantage that Winger had as well, and put Brian Shirley back up with his nose tucked underneath the rear deck lid of the Jeff Matthews Racing number 12. Tim McCready on the outside looking in third. Ricky Thornton Jr. fourth, and Tim Dome, as you said, James, rounds out the top 5 in this first Fast Shafts B main. 2 more B mains after this. And then they'll get the 10-minute horn for this evening's 40-lap, $12,000 to win feature event.
In the second B main, DJ will have Jensen Ford and Todd Brennan in the front row. And my race pass B main number 3 will be Mike Marlar and Ross Bales. So Marler, if he gets out of that B main, he's going to have to start again in the back. So tonight's 50 laps, right? I believe it's 50 laps. Am I right?
I think you're right. Yeah, 50 laps tonight in the morning. I think did I say 40? I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ben.
I'm sorry. Yep, 12,000 to win in 50 laps.
Well, that's no new for Marler. He'll make it exciting.
Yes, no doubt. Boy, Winger swings way wide in the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. That opens up the door momentarily for Brian Shirley in the 3S. Shirley trying to work his way around Winger and put a buffer between himself and Tim McCready. Shirley's unable to do so, and here comes T-Mac.
2 to go. Shirley hanging on. Into turn 1. They'll have the Barron's Performance 1 lap to go next time around. Here comes Ricky Thornton Jr. and Tim McCready. Do not want to have to use a provisional tonight. As they go into turn 3, it's all Ashton Winger with the Barron's Performance 1 lap to go.
Yeah, Ashton Winger back out front by a full 1 second over Brian Shirley's. You just saw the gap right there. Shirley's got a comfortable 3-4, make it 5 car lengths now down the back straightaway in the battle for the final transfer spot. Checkered flag in the air. There's your winner, Ashton Winger in the Jeff Matthews Racing 12. Brian Shirley finishes second. Those two drivers advance to tonight's 50-lap main event. With McCready third, Thornton fourth, Tim Dome fifth. Those drivers on the outside looking in. McCready and Thornton will get provisionals. We'll see how the rest of those shake out after these next 2 B mains. So Shirley second, Ashton Winger gets the win. Winger once again, Jeff Matthews Racing, RVS Electrical, Kaiser Manufacturing, Super K Express, Angry Elephant Tattoos and Piercing sponsored number 12.
Pending the UNOH scales.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to the fine folks at UNOH. Don't forget about that scholarship available, courtesy of Longhorn Chassis. Go to unoh.edu. Your young man, young woman want to get involved in motorsports. We've had several crew over the years with several race teams with Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Again, unoh.edu.
Yeah, located in Lima, Ohio, and of course they do own Lima Land Motorsports Park there as well. Nice campus. Been to the UNOH campus many times. They got a lot of great programs there at the University of Northwestern Ohio. Stop in and see them if you would, if you'd like to listen to someone that used to. I spent almost 15 years working in college admissions. UNOH is a great school. It is a fantastic school. If you're looking to get into anything at all high performance or motorsports related, if nothing else, at least check them out, as you said, at unoh.edu. Their second B main is pulling on the speedway. James, it's going to be Johnson City, Tennessee's Jensen Ford starting on the pole. And on his outside, trying to make his first A main of the week out of Zanesville, Ohio in the 20, Todd Brennan.
It'll be Tony Jackson Jr. in Lebanon, Missouri, in the Joe Gotze crew chief Capital 25 house car, and Mike Spatola, former track champion at Fairbury. He's out of Manhattan, Illinois in 89.
Wade, North Carolina's Daniel Adam. He's been good, James. He's had speed all of speed weeks. He's going to start inside row 3 with R.J. Conley out of Wheelersburg, Ohio on the outside.
Parker Martin, the 6th junior. He's out of Milledgeville, Georgia. Larry Groob, Semper Fi, Malden, South Carolina, his hometown at car 29.
Move back to row 5. Dade City, Florida's Brendan Smith, the second-generation driver in the 17 SS. On his outside, another I think he's a third-generation driver, isn't he? Benton, Kentucky's Tanner English in the 96.
I think second.
Okay.
His dad has won here before, Terry English.
And they're parked in the same spot over here where Terry always parked as well. I thought that was cool.
And by the way, Terry English is going to do some racing this year as well. Brandon Waggle, he's out of Middleburg, West Virginia in 47. And Ethan Dotson, the Coleman Farms 174 out of Bakersfield, California.
Danny Snyder inside row 7 in the 4S, and Brendan Willer, the Missouri native, in the 3.
Corey Lawler out of Hanover, PA in the 93. And Trevor Collins, Seaford, Delaware, his hometown, in the 11C.
Kerry King and Hayden Cowan, I believe, are scratches. Indeed, they are. So that'll give us 16 cars if they've all made it, racing 10 laps. Top 2 transfer. Jensen Ford, a former Victory Fuel pole sitter here this week, starting on the pole. And Todd Brennan, as we mentioned, looking to make his first A main of the week on the outside. Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone. We're underway.
Down the main straightaway, one more B main left. We'll have the field set for the 50-lap A main. Here comes to the outside OP. Hey, look out! That's
no!
Got one on the side, and that's going to bring out a red flag.
It was an easy rollover, but a rollover nonetheless for the Scott West Racing 47 of Brandon Waggle out of Middleburn, Florida. As that car just someone got their nose up underneath of it. The front end went up in the air, and it was a very slow rotation over, which is the good news. But again, upside down nonetheless, and that's brought out the red flag here without a lap in the books in UNOH B main number 2. So Lucas Oil Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series right there, Johnny, on the spot with their safety truck as well as safety officials from East Bay Raceway Park. Getting word already, of course, Brandon Waggle is okay, so that's good news. Brandon Waggle A-OK, the Middleburn, West Virginia driver. Over there in turn number 2, we'll take a look for those of you watching at home on the FloRacing Instant Replay and see exactly what brought out this red flag in University of Northwestern Ohio, B main number 2. There's trouble right here, really, at the start coming down the front straightaway, James. They went off into turns 1 and 2. Things got hairy right there. Just a weird angle. The nose of Corey Lawler's 93 actually got up underneath of the nose or the front bumper of Brandon Waggle's 47 right there. And that thing did a slow rollover. Man, tough break. I've talked to the Waggles every day down here. Good, great friends of mine. Very happy to call those guys friends, of course. I have a very close relationship with the folks at Tyler County Speedway. I've announced many of Steve's wins and track championships down there. He's a former late model track champ. He's won modified races down there. Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, down there with Brandon Weigel. And, man, not the way you wanted your night to end up. Number 1, did you get banged around at all, or are you okay?
Nah, we're good, man. No problem at all, but just sucks. Yeah, it definitely isn't the way we wanted things to end. And all. We came down in here, just things got piled up, stopped in front of us real quick in a hurry, and some of us have the reaction, some don't. Just sucks.
All right, well, Brandon Weigel dejected down here, but he is okay, guys, as they're going to get this number 47 Scott West Racing entry turned back over.
Yeah, Brandon
would have been something that Logan hit and Brandon Weigel would have made the race at the same night. And the Logan hit already in the show. I know they're down there parked there, so looked like a Saturday night at Tyler County down in the pit area here last night, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did.
Man.
Brandon, he made one appearance in that car last year. It was actually at the Hillbilly 100.
Right.
Tyler Riggs has taken some time behind the wheel of that car as well. He was a former fast qualifier in that car at the Hillbilly 100. Absolutely. So they are going to get that Mullins-powered race car turned back over. The driver, again, the Scott West Racing Jug Restaurant and Ice Cream, Ridge Runner Farms, Titan Energy Solutions, Waggle Farms, 47W.
The front doesn't look too bad there. It took a shot right there in the front. Hopefully, they got to work on that motor. Make sure that.
Yeah, air cleaner you see banged up there, and looks like oil leaking out from underneath of the car. So they'll take that thing back, take a look at it. Again, I talked to those guys in the pit area earlier on this evening. They just really, really wanted to make a show. Felt like that they've shown flashes of speed at different times here throughout the week. Just wanted to put it all together for one night. But likable group right there. Brandon Weigel, he's looking for a big year, and this will be his first full year behind the wheel of a super late model. He's run a Russian fast track crate late model there at Tyler County for the last couple of years as well, and has done a pretty good job. He and the veteran Donnie Dotson battled many times down there for the track championship. Kyle Thomas as well. Kyle Thomas has got a couple crate championships and a couple super late model track championships there as well. Brandon Weigel always in the mix. Got 5 wins a year ago. Did the young man out of Middleburn, West Virginia.
And I'd like to get out and run some more this year. Maybe venture over to Atomic or Portsmouth or any other track in the Mid-Ohio Valley area. So you never know where you're going to see him at. Possibly Muskingum County when we're there in July. But
yeah, their plan is actually or was to head to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series show at Atomic Speedway coming up here in March and kind of take things from there. But you hit the nail on the head. Branch out a little bit more here in 2024.
All right, no laps in the book, so it'll be a complete restart again. Jensen Ford and Todd Brennan will make up your front row again. One more B main to go again. That'll have Mikey Marler and Ross Bales, a pair of veterans on the front row.
So there you see the Scott West Racing 47 getting hooked up to the tow truck, going to be extracted from the speedway. Once again, we're right back with you here tomorrow night with Dirt Draft Hot Laps getting underway at 6 p.m. We will tentatively go live at 5:45 p.m. here on MAV TV on FloRacing.
It'd be a great question for Dale if he was here, right? Getting upside down, air cleaner gone. What do you need to do to, get it back going again, right?
Yeah, and hard to say without actually being down there and see what other damage may have happened.
But he would know. You and I.
Oh, he would
never. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He would tell from here. I mean, it would tell from here.
He tell you exactly how much oil they lost, right?
Looked like a half a quart.
Half a quart.
He would have probably also told you if that was him that he would have just got a plane ticket back home so he didn't have to deal with Shane. But if Shane gets upset over a quarter panel, I don't know what happens when you get upside down.
So that Mullins-powered rocket getting towed off the speedway in a tough break there for Brandon Waggle, man.
How about Mullins engines? We got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Motors here this week.
Have you ever been to the Jug Restaurant and Ice Cream, James?
Where's it at?
Just outside Middleburg.
He's going to go now, I bet you. Yeah, you talk about Mullins. Those guys have been a force in the modified world for a long time.
Absolutely.
In the past few years, really the past several years now, they've been developing the LS motors, and you're starting to see more of the late model guys running them as well. And again, that's one thing we love about dirt late model racing. You got different chassis, you got different engines, different shocks, different springs, a lot of cool stuff. And good to see Mullins joining the party. And they've had some guys win some pretty big races so far. It's going to be cool to see what the future holds.
How about that? You remember that night Mike Marlar won the Hillbilly 100 in the camo steel block.
Yeah, the C.J. Rayburn.
Yes.
And the C.J. Rayburn steel block, right?
Absolutely.
Yep, I sure do.
He had the uniform on, looked like a pair of Carhartts, right?
That's right. It was the camo 157. You're
So
right.
somebody actually said something about turbo shoes the other night. Why you can't wear tennis shoes? Now, they were racing
they're SFI
fireproof.
certified, yeah.
Oh, my. Just wears you out sometimes, don't it?
Conversely, though, leave it to Turbo to have a pair of shoes that don't look like they're racing shoes to stir the pot. So that's it actually makes a lot of sense with him that he's the one that's created the chaos.
Man, it was so great with the McDowell. That guy looks like the Hamburglar. Put a mask on him, looks like the Hamburglar.
That was funny. That was funny.
Well, and the problem was after that I wanted a quarter pounder. That was the problem. After he spoke that into existence.
I could go for that at Wawa on the way home tonight, I'll tell you that. All right, get them blind.
We still haven't run a lap.
No, we're running in circles, but we have not run a lap on the track.
Let's rein this thing back in, as somebody said.
That's right. I think I said let's rein it back in.
Was that you?
Bring us back. Bring us back here. All right. Hey, don't forget Dirt Racing Outreach Service, 3:30 p.m. There's Ted. You may see Ted at the Dirt Racing Outreach Service tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. It's non-denominational, open to everyone, and just inside the Turn 1 grandstands, right outside the pit area. Ted wants a hug. He's going to get a high five instead. Probably best. Probably best.
Who's greater, Ted or T3A?
the Turn 3 aliens?
Or Ted?
Tough call. Who
Showdown tomorrow.
What if Ted gets beamed up by the aliens? What if Ted gets probed? Here we go. Didn't get a lap in. 0 laps down. All 10 laps still to go. UNOHB main number 2 fires the Nutrient Solutions starting zone. Jensen Ford gets a good start, as does Tony Jackson Jr. Todd Brennan does not.
I'm waiting on the side of turn. Oh, look out. RJ.
Around.
And the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out. I want to see a sign in turn 3 like anybody but Ted, right? Anybody but Ted.
So that anybody but RTJ sign. It first appeared, of course, at the Gateway Dirt Nationals, back in December. And the funny thing was that sign. Then RT had it in Victory Lane with him that later on that night as well.
Surprised the kids didn't eat it. They eat confetti. You know that?
You never listen. You never know what those kids are going to do in Victory Lane. I mean, they're throwing confetti. They're playing in the mud.
They're running up on top of the nose.
Yeah, they're
filler panel.
They're sliding down the filler panel. It's that is high quality entertainment there when the Thorntons get in Victory Lane.
Yeah, those kids get a little bit bigger. We're having a cage match, loser leave town match. I know they're going to team up on me. I'm going to be the first one thrown out of the cage. I see it coming.
Hell in a Cell, the Thorntons versus Ben Shelton. We'll try it again. Third time's a charm. Dave Warren Power Sports caution lights have been turned off. Green flag going to wave here in the Nutrient Solutions restart zone as Todd Brennan hoping for a better start this time. Jensen Ford on the pole, and he opens up the door immediately for Tony Jackson Jr., James.
Tony Jackson Jr. out of turn number 2. 5-time Mars champion. 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. Hang on. That's Dylan. Is that Dylan McCowan?
Oh,
baby.
Look
out. Oh, into the wall.
Yeah, Larry Grube got in there in turns 3 and 4 and got into Opie. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm not sure if Grube hooked a rut or got tagged or what, but those two made heavy contact, and Opie careened into that outside wall pretty hard, and that we've had a pretty good week here so far. Ben, you kind of knew that it was going to go south here at some point.
Well, it was kind of funny then, and it's a little bit funnier now. After they were getting the SkyWest Racing 47 turned back over, I was walking back, and Shane Quant looked at me. He goes, B-Mains, right? And I was like, yeah, well, here we are, B-Mains, right? I mean, this one is chaos. It does feel like all the chaos we've avoided all week in the B-Mains have all culminated in this one so far.
Now we'll take a look at the FloRacing instant replay here and see what happened to bring out this latest Dave Warren Power Sports caution. And, oh, man. Yep, Larry Grube just, he rocked Opie's world down there in turns 3 and 4. Grube into the wall, and that's a tough break for him. Opie with nowhere to go. Brendan Willard gets tagged in it as well, and I think Grube might require the assistance of a wrecker to get that 29 off the speedway. Bad way to end the night for him as he he had a good qualifying run. He was 7th in Group B. Where is that? Is that a?
Where's that stand at?
Is that a 360 hunting blind someone has? Down there, that's over in turn 3. How do you get tickets to that? I don't know, but I'm going to find out because we're going to step aside and thank the folks that make this broadcast a possibility. Don't go anywhere. We're in a holding pattern here in UNOHB Main 2. It's the 48th annual Veland Winter Nationals at East Bay Raceway Park.
Every race matters for the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship, presented by ARP. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series competitors will battle it out at every race for a chance to win the Series Championship and a record total points fund payout of over $1 million. Four drivers will battle for the Series Championship at the season finale to determine the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion.
Big River Steel, we've always been known as innovators. We dared to make new rules as the world's first flex mill, including supplying the auto and electrical industries with steels that other mills like us can't, all while showing what it means to be a sustainable steelmaker. We're proud to be the world's first and only LEED certified steel production facility. Now, as part of U.S. Steel, we're committed to making steels that are best for all. You could say it's the innovator in us.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by General Tire. For whatever you do, General Tire delivers. By Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. James Essex, Dustin Jarrett, and Ben Shelton back in difficulty here in this second B main. You take a break there?
You did well, thank you. I heard you
UNOH B main number 2. UNOH getting plenty of love in this one.
Yeah, so is the Nutrient Ag Solutions starting zone, and so is the Dave Warren Power Sports caution as well. A lot of people wanting the Strawberry Dash to return. We have seen about 4 good reasons just in this B main as to why it does not. Green flag back out, and we are back underway. And it's going to be the Bruce Kane Racing 15K of Jensen Ford leading the field, and PSG for 10 laps, baby.
We can rename it the Strawberry Pizza.
That was so good.
Bring that back out. Isn't that awesome? What is the graham cracker?
Yeah, the graham cracker crust. Yep. Strawberries, the pie filling, the whole everything that is deliciously not good for you is what made it so good.
There's a battle there, English and Brennan. Well, that was close. It's Jensen Ford out in front. Tony Jackson Jr. Hey, did we get 2 straight laps in the books?
3. They're telling me. I got 3 in front of me. Okay. You've got 3 on the scoreboard in the infield. I'm executive decision. we're saying 3. So Jensen Ford is your leader, and James, he has stretched out to a 1.2 second advantage over that man, Tony Jackson Jr. in the Capitol House car, the 25. Tony Jackson has about that same advantage over your third place car, Todd Brennan. Only 2 drivers transfer right now, Brennan and Tanner English on the outside looking in.
You know, Bob Sargent was here. He would have thrown the white, right?
I told the Bob Sargent story last night.
Yes, you did.
I told the story.
Remember the first time we went to Macon, and he only wanted like 2 hot laps. And he's out. You don't take very long to hot lap. They only need 1 lap, he goes.
That's what he said.
What'd you give him 2?
We love you, Bob. We love us.
We love
Bob
you, Bob. You
Sargent.
should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Adam Mackey doing a great job helping out at Sargent's Tracks here, late Lincoln, and everything as well. We'll see them at Castrol FloRacing Night in America here during Illinois Speed Week, along with you guys. The battle for 4th on your screen, Ethan Dotson, the 174, the Coleman Farms Racing entry, going to work his way around Tanner English. Again, this is all outside of a transfer, as only 2 drivers will advance. And there's your race leader, Jensen Ford, James, with 2 to go.
The Bruce Kane Racing entry saw Dale Hollidge, who drove that car a couple of years ago, and of course last year was Cody Overton. But right now the top 2 look good, and the Barron's Performance 1 lap to go for Tennessee and Missouri. Ford and Jackson off of turn 4.
Yeah, you got a good look there at the gap between first and second. That is just about the same exact gap that Tony Jackson Jr. has on Todd Brennan as well. As they roll through 3 and 4 for the final time, it's going to be Jensen Ford getting the win here in UNOH B main number 2. Tony Jackson Jr. will finish in that second and final transfer spot. Todd Brennan, 1 spot out of a transfer. Nice run for him, but comes up just a little bit short here tonight, followed by Ethan Dotson, and Tanner English will round out the top 5 in this one. So those drivers will make their way to the UNOH Tech and Scale area to make sure that they pass A-OK. And as they head off the racetrack, we will put our final prelim of the night on the back straightaway. This will be my Race Pass B main number 3. This ought to be a good one as well, James. As again, it'll be 10 laps in distance with the top 2 racing their way into tonight's 50 lap, $12,000 to win A main. I have my microphone on. You hear the crunching of the paper as I get ready to toss it into the garbage can behind me.
Strawberries were that fresh. They were very
crunching.
plump. They are very plump. They were not svelte.
They were not svelte.
They were not. Well, Mike Marler, Ross Bales, they got a lot of wins combined together. Those 2 drivers, Mikey Marler in the Bruning Motorsports, Skyline Motorsports 157, Ross Bales, the Danny Hatcher, number 6, will be your front row here. My Race Pass, 3rd and final, Dustin B-Main.
Yeah, we talked about Owens last night. Marler has not won at East Bay since 2010, by the way.
In the Stevens 34.
It was the Stevens 34. You're exactly right. I believe that thing had an Estes power plant under the hood.
It was a Rayburn. Absolutely.
Row 2, Hawkinsville, Georgia's Will Harrington. In the 14X on his outside out of New Berlin, Illinois, in the Shepherd Griggs Racing B5, it's Brendan Shepherd.
Estes Racing engine, man.
That's right.
Timmy Yeager.
Yes, that's the chosen one.
The chosen one. Bob Gardner, Washington, Illinois. Kyle Bronson, the 40B on the outside.
Logan Zarin starts inside row 4 out of Hookstown, PA. On his outside out of Kingston, Georgia, the 31 is Tyler Millwood.
And it's Drake Troutman, Heinemann, PA, his hometown, 17. Levi Yetter, he's another Keystone State driver out of Cabot, Pennsylvania.
Row number 6, Urbana, Missouri's Dylan McCowan looking to race his way in for the first time this week in the 8. And on his outside, defending series Rookie of the Year in the 111, it's Max Blair.
In the Cal Green 00, it's Carson Ferguson, cousin Carson's out of Lincoln, North Carolina, and Seth Daniels, the S21, out of Jackson, Ohio.
And it's going to be Jason Jack out of Tampa, Florida in the 32, if he's able to answer the call, as well as the Reaper Ryan Gustin in the 30. Adam Boyd and Jack Riggs scheduled to start shotgun in this one. In all, 18 cars are supposed to start my Race Pass B main number 3, and we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 of them on the track. I do not see the Reaper Ryan Gustin. I do not see Jack Riggs, and I do not see the Double Z. Yes, I do see the Double Z. We're missing one other driver out there. Might be the 8 of Dylan McCowan. So we'll go with what we've got. Again, 10 laps, final prelim of the night. And shortly upon the conclusion of this third My Race Pass B main, the 10-minute horn will sound. notifying drivers they have 10 minutes to make their way through tech and into the staging lane. And we'll be ready to get underway with our final race of the night. Then tonight's 50-lap, $12,000 to win A main. Brandon Sheppard, how humbling of a sport is it, James?
Yeah.
He picked up the win in the final race last night, the Monday Night Makeup feature, and now he is trying to race his way into the show in that Longhorn Factory B5.
And the winner starts 21st?
Yes.
Right. So if Marlar wins this one, he would have started the last 3 nights 23rd, 19th, and 21st.
Yeah, unbelievable.
If he wins this one. Here we go. Got to finish in the top 2. My race pass, third and final B-main of the night.
It's green. Marlar out front. Will
good.
Hamilton. Yes, we're good so far. Gosh, don't jinx us, please. Oh, man. PSG in this one. All 10 laps. Marlar going to lead lap number 1. Will Harrington in second. You saw the contact there. The Danny Hatcher 6 runs third. That's Ross Bales. Shep now on the outside looking in fourth in the B5. James, don't get them mixed up. They're right there together.
Yeah. Marlar, the Skyline Motorsports 157. Here's the battle here. Sheppard and Bales. Will Harrington solid in that. Tyler Austin Brashears. Crew Chief 14. Barry Ride Icon looking good. Battle here down the back straightaway. Sheppard and Bales off at turn 4. It is Mikey Marlar. 3 scored.
3 laps in the book, 7 laps to go, and that is a good battle, but it's also 1 spot out of a transfer right now, James, as Brandon Sheppard is going to clear Ross Bales down the back straightaway. He's about 1.1, 1.2 seconds right now behind your second place car, Will Harrington. Mike Marlar with about that same advantage over the 14X. As there's a look back at the gap between the 14X and the B5, and there's a look at the gap between the 157 and the 14X5. Down 5 to go for Mike Marlar.
50 laps tonight. Again, Marlar wins this one. Crosses the UNO8 scales. He'll start 21st. The other night, 23rd to 2nd. Last night, 19th to 7th. He actually had 6th until the final lap.
Mike Marlar stays out front. Again, a 1.2 second advantage over Will Harrington in the 14X. Harrington, a solid year last year, 6 wins on the season. 4 of those came at Cochran Motor Speedway. Grabbed a Hunt the front win at Duck River as well. Finished 3rd in their series point standings. The former Clash at the Mag winner now has the B5 of Brandon Sheppard closing in. Your defending dirt track world champion, 4-time World of Outlaws champion of the B5, sends it in turns 3 and 4.
How ironic Mike Marlar could get a Todd Steele Buildings hard charger. How many times did we see in the old Battle of the Bluegrass, Marlar and Tyrell Todd going at it?
That's right. That's where Todd Steele Buildings comes from. Tyrell Todd and family. As 1 lap to go, the Barents 1 to go in this one. And Mike Marlar picking them up and putting them away. A 2-second advantage as he works by the back of the field through 3 and 4 for the final time. Winfield, Tennessee's Mike Marlar gets the win. The Greg Bruning 157. Will Harrington will hang on and grab that final transfer spot. Brandon Sheppard, Kyle Bronson, and Ross Bales on the outside looking in. James, let's see how these provisionals shake out here in this one. As they will, as you'd mentioned, they'll go with last year's points first, and then the drivers in the loyalty program in this year's points. Sheppard is in the loyalty program for the Lucas Series this year, so he might be eligible. Just have to wait and see. Harrington second. Marlar gets the win. That was my race pass B main number 3. That's the final prelim of the night, and that means we've got just 1 race left to go at 8:44 p.m. on a Friday night here just outside Tampa, Florida. Will be the 50-lap, $12,000 to win Lucas Oil A main. With that in mind, we will go ahead and use this opportunity. We'll step aside, likely an extended commercial break right here. If you're watching at home, certainly don't go anywhere. If you're here on the grounds, this is your last opportunity to stretch your legs, visit Vendors Row behind the main grandstands. If you're watching at home, you're watching all of this live. This is MAV TV on FloRacing. Welcome back, those of you that have been watching live as part of this MAV TV on FloRacing broadcast. Just hop in here real quick and let you know that the 10-minute horn just sounded. So Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature starters have just been given the 10-minute horn, which means they have 10 minutes to present their car to tech and staging. So those of you on the ground, you got about 8 minutes left to grab that bowl of strawberry shortcake and grab a t-shirt of your favorite driver before you make your way back to your seat. Those of you watching at home on MAV TV on FloRacing, we'll step aside here once again. Just wanted to let you know that we will be back here in just about 7 or 8 minutes. We've got tonight's 50-lap Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series A main coming up next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to East Bay Raceway Park for the Friday night portion of the Veland Winter Nationals with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Hey, those of you here on the grounds, get out your 50-50 tickets. We're about to give away tonight's 50-50 money. If you have that winning ticket, we'll ask you to take that ticket to the main 50-50 booth located behind the concession stand over there near the vendor's row area. Once again, tonight's winning 50-50 ticket, if you have it, we'll ask you to please take it to the main 50-50 stand. And tonight's winning number is on a reddish-orange colored ticket, a reddish-orange colored ticket for tonight's 50-50. So if you have this winning 50-50 number, again, we'll ask you to take it to that main 50-50 stand. The winning 50-50 number is 829. 97949. 829-97949. It's a reddish orange ticket. If you have that winning 50-50 number, take it to the main 50-50 stand. James, we have got 30 drivers in the staging lane. They're going to be making their way out on the track momentarily. And here is the starting lineup for this one. It's going to be Mark Whitener starting on the Victory Fuel pole and on his outside. Out of Blairsville, Georgia in the 49, Superman Jonathan Davenport.
Tyler Erb looking for his first win, a second win of the week. He's out of New Waverly, Texas. And can Ross Robinson become the 7th different winner this year in Car 7 out of Georgetown, Delaware?
Jimmy Owens looking for his second win of the week as well on his outside. He's been fast all week long. Eatonton, Georgia's Garrett Smith in the 10.
Another pair of drivers never won a Lucas Oil race. Blair Nodorf, runner South Dakota, 76. And Dalton Wilson, 9 times a runner-up over the last 2 years in the Lucas Oil Series. He's out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Hudson O'Neill, 5 career wins at East Bay Raceway Park, starts 9th on his outside out of Causeyville, Mississippi, the 19M of Spencer Hughes.
Garrett Albertson, the 58, Las Cruces, New Mexico, and one of the only open trailer cars here all the way from Buchanan, West Virginia. Great story. Good luck to Logan Hitt in the 2-star.
It's going to be Jupiter, Florida's Clay Harris in the 6 inside row 7. Scheduled to be on his outside, Dresden, Ohio's Devin Moran on the 99. He will fall to the tail of the field, going to a backup car.
Row A to be Earl Pearson Jr., 4-time series champion out of Jacksonville, Florida, and Dennis Erb Jr., several times a winner here at East Bay. He's out of Carpentersville, Illinois in 28.
Row number 9 out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, Boom Briggs in the 99B, and Brandon, Florida's Jeff Matthews in the 33.
Ashton Winger, he won here a year ago. He's out of Hampton, Georgia in Car 12, and Jensen Ford, the dealership. He's in Bruce Kane Racing 15K rather. He's out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
Rally time once again for Mike Marlar tonight. He's got to come from the 21st starting spot, yes, on his outside. A runner-up here last night in the makeup feature. It'll be Squirrel Brian Shirley.
Tony Jackson Jr., the Capital 25 house car in Lebanon, Missouri, his hometown. And Will Harrington puts the Barry Rod icon in. He's out of Huckinsville, Georgia in the 14X.
Row number 13, Martinsville, Indiana's Ricky Thornton Jr. in the SSI Motorsports 20RT and the Paylor Motorsports 39 of Timmy McCready.
Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, Max Blair, the Centerline Motorsports 111, and Brandon Shepard in the B5. He's out of New Berlin, Illinois.
And your final 2 starters out of Hindman, Pennsylvania. It's going to be Drake Troutman in the 17 on his outside. The Pink Panther, Bob Gardner, out of Washington, Illinois. 30 cars set to go 50 laps in tonight's main event. Ben Shelton, you have heard the starting lineup. Who is going to be talking to you in Veland Victory Lane at the end of the night?
30 cars here tonight. Position number 3, I picked him on race day today. That was at Bradenton Motorsports Park this morning. We shot that. I'm going to ride with him tonight. He starts in the 3rd spot. Tyler Erb. He picked up his 6th V1 feature win here at East Bay back a couple of nights ago. Tonight, he's going to get number 7. It'll be the 22nd Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of his career. Keep an eye on car 1.
Well, that's who Ben has. So he's off the table, James. Who is Ben going to be talking to in Veland Victory Lane at the end of the night?
Well, first off, Dale McDowell texted in.
He's not in this race.
I know, but he picked the Hamburglar. So,
so he also picked Tyler Erb. 7
different winner this year. Car 7. First Lucas Oil win, Ross Robinson.
With Rick Eckert in victory lane.
Yes, sir.
With
yes,
him.
sir.
I like that pick. You know what? I got the lineup here in front of me. You know what? He was really good last night. He won the regularly scheduled Thursday feature. I think he's going to win the regularly scheduled Friday feature as well. It's going to be another popular victory lane. The Newport Nightmare. Jimmy Owens going to get it done in the Bobby and Jessica Kohler Motorsports number 20. And producer Tiffany, by the way, and there's a look at Jimmy Owens. Producer Tiffany, she is going to go with someone's picked Dalton Wilson every night. It's going to happen here, Garrett Alberson, one of these nights. Producer Tiffany says that Dalton Wilson is going to put the James Ratliff Racing 18D in Veland victory lane at the end of 50 laps.
So Ben and Dale thinking alike tonight. The Hamburglar.
Yeah, the difference is he's one of 8 guys to win the Dream in the World. I am not one of the other 7, so there's the only thing we have in common is picking Tyler Urban. And we both, you know what, his shop's in Tennessee. I live in Tennessee, and then from there, I got nothing. That's as far as it goes right there.
Albeit it's the same state, but roughly 5 hours apart from each other.
Yeah,
right?
and they got the good state into the state down where they're at. And we both got a decent amount of gray hair. How about that? That's the 3 things we got. You know what? I'll take those. But yeah, I just feel like this is a turbo kind of racetrack, guys. But what an upset would it be if the 5 car could get a win tonight? Mark Whitener, he's been close before. Could tonight be the night? And Jonathan Davenport's just glad nobody is starting in front of him when he comes to the green flag. We have a rule that we have within our team. We don't pick the front row. We want to keep it interesting. I think I'll let you guys chime in, but I think it's really hard to say that we're picking anybody other than that 49.
Yeah, I mentioned during the commercial breaks, I do think it is the 49 car's race to lose. That having been said, though, how many times, Ben, have we seen so far this week where we've thought the same thing about somebody else starting up near the front of the field, and you've had, again, Brandon Shepard won from 9th last night, Mike Marlar coming from 23rd to 2nd a couple nights ago. I tell you, East Bay's been good this week, man. Anything can happen, and I firmly believe anybody can win from just about anywhere.
No, I agree. And hey, 50 laps, this is the longest we've gone so far this week. So yeah, we've seen 30 lappers, we've seen 40. Tonight we go 50.
So we mentioned as well, Devin Moran going to fall to the tail end of the field in that Roger Sellers owned Double Down Motorsports, the Lazy Days RV number 99. As he had, we saw it there on the racetrack, James, in his heat race. He had, the car was smoking the last couple laps. He had a little bit of fluid coming out from the engine, so they have gone to a backup car. So that number 99, he is, right now he is lined up where he is in his original starting spot outside row 7, but he will fall to the tail end of the field. Is that a Scott Bloomquist sighting on my screen there in the lower right?
That's the 4th alien tonight we've seen. The aliens have landed.
Speaking of aliens, by the way, Ben and I found out something very interesting earlier.
Yes, okay.
The aliens that are with us here this weekend and that were here last week, these are different aliens than the ones that held up the no book sign at Eldora.
Are these AI aliens?
I don't know.
That held up the what?
The sign, no book. They don't want Scott to talk about them in the book. Remember
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. So different sets of aliens. So
Dave Argenbright has to write the book, though, right?
I think so. Well, the aliens don't want it. But yeah, we found that was confirmed earlier. We talked to one of the original aliens in the pit area. Not one of the 3A aliens who brought us up an alien and a sticker, by the way.
I popped on my race pass, and it showed Mike Marlar as the Todd Steelbuilding's hard charger already. We haven't even started the race.
Is that a premonition of what's to come?
Tyrell Todd trying to... We thank you, Tyrell Todd Steelbuildings.
I'm going to give these guys I believe a lap or two here to buzz this racetrack and make sure that it's okay before they barrel off into turn number 1. And tonight's 50-lap A main. Again, tomorrow night, the finale, the final ever East Bay Winter Nationals.
Don't forget the High Limit Sprint Car Series will be here on Monday and Tuesday, all live here on Flow.
That's going to be fun.
Oh,
I really, really think that is going to be a fun show. I fly home on Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm going to be watching that one from the comfort of my living room. Will Harrington stopping down to maybe get a word with Zach Booker and get a receiver exchanged on the ASD Racing number 14X. Ben?
Well, we've had one Hall of Famer pick. I just had another Hall of Famer text me, Billy Moyer, and I think he's taking one for the veterans, if you will. I'm not going to say the old guys. He said Jimmy Owens is going to do it again. Who am I to argue with the winningest driver in the history of the V1 Winter Nationals here at East Bay?
Well, that's the same guy I picked, and Billy and I did have a soul patch for like 10 consecutive years also. So
yeah, but he wore it better. Let's be honest. We can't compete with him. We're not worthy.
Alberson still has his, doesn't he?
I
didn't.
You know, I don't pay that much attention. I don't know.
I don't either. All right, 50 laps tonight, 12,000 to win. Ben will talk to the top 3 on the Big River Steel podium tonight. Who will it be? Will Ross Robinson get that elusive first Lucas Oil win? Well, Jimmy Owens got his 82nd win last night. That's second all time to the driver you just saw a while ago on the screen, Scott Bloomquist. Wow. Or Davenport. He nearly won that race if he entered a caution with 2 to go. He might have had that one, but Jimmy Owens got the win.
Yeah, Davenport, he was there, man. That Dave Warren Power Sports caution flag flew. 6 career wins at East Bay Raceway Park for the Blairsville, Georgia driver.
So again, Mark Widener on the pole out of Middleburg, Florida. Jonathan Davenport alongside Tyler Erb. Derek Powell, our chief starter here tonight. Declan Carpenter, our young flagman out of Buchanan, West Virginia. Putting on another good show here tonight.
Yeah, I did get a word, by the way, from Derek that due to insurance regulations, they couldn't bring Declan up. It's variant per racetrack. I know we've seen that happen before at other racetracks. I am not even going to pretend to know the inner workings of that with each individual track. But I did talk to Derek about that earlier. He said, I would love to bring that young man up on the flag stand. He said, I'd love to bring him up there for even just hot laps. He said, unfortunately, we can't. And so that stinks. But I get it. I do get it.
You have to be 16 to race here at East Bay. I mean, I know there's some drivers that wanted to run. Carson Brown was one of those.
Yeah, Trey Mills. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, my man. What do you think here? You ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it, man. This is so much fun, and we are so unbelievably blessed to get to do this. Those of you watching at home, thank you. An entire outage at Flow Sports, not just Flow Racing, the entire company, every single event went down back at the headquarters in Austin, and I know that was a struggle. And believe me, there is nobody in the entire world that wanted this thing, wanted all of these events tonight to be up more than those fine folks. Glad to hear we're back up and running now. Going to work on getting the replay up for you a little bit later on this evening as they give these guys one more lap to parade around this racetrack before we turn them loose in the final Friday feature ever here at East Bay Raceway Park.
Guys, I just hate while the stream was down that everybody at home missed James streaking around the racetrack. Yeah, the world may never know that one, right, James?
He's showing off his new angry elephant tattoo in Pearson.
We have no word on the tire compounds. Again, they have the choice of the 2 or the 3 on the right rear, so we'll see how this plays out here, Ben.
Man, I could be wrong. I feel like in a 50-lapper that I feel like guys are going to mainly be on those 3s, but hey,
right.
Who knows?
That's the hardest compound to lap. All right. Well, Mark Whitener, can he get it done here tonight?
He's never won a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature.
I think his best ever finish was at Golden Isles like 3 or 4 years ago. So
yeah, third. He had was he third in that maybe?
Yes, and remember him and Jonathan Davenport had a little dust up during that race.
Little flare up. All right, they head into the Newton React Solutions starting zone. Mark Whitener on the pole, Jonathan Davenport on the outside. This is your Dixie Chopper. Feel the thunder.
Number 1 in the books. It's Jonathan Davenport, Mark Whitener, Tyler, Ross Robinson, Garrett Smith. They head down the back straightaway in 50 laps tonight. Davenport up to that top. Whitener will follow him out of turn number 4, Dustin.
Mark Whitener in that second spot, not letting JD get too far away here in the early stages. Just we say that. Whitener hooks a rut down in turn number 2 and loses wholesale ground to the 3-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion. There's a good look at the battle for 4th between Garrett Smith, Ross Robinson, a podium or a top 5 finish here last night, and there's the Thursday night winner Jimmy Owens in the 20.
Yeah, Jimmy was trying to make it back-to-back. He won here last night for the first time in 11 years. They had down the back straightaway Dalton Wilson to the 18D. We've had 16 different drivers here in the first couple of weeks of the season reach the podium. Whitener's he's never been on the podium in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He runs second right now with 4 in the books.
Look at Dalton Wilson trying to get a run on the outside back there. Thinks better of it. Tucks back in line behind Ross Robinson. That's good racing, 2 by 2. That is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th on your screen. Jimmy Owens, Ross Robinson, Hudson O'Neal, Dalton Wilson, now Garrett Albertson going to join the party as well. As Davenport, you're not missing anything up front. He's got a 1.5-second lead over Whitener.
Tyler runs in third, and it's Garrett Smith, Jimmy Owens, Ross Robinson, Hudson O'Neal, Dalton Wilson. As we got a pass there, Wilson and O'Neal going back at it. Blair Nodor, 10th right now in 76.
And trouble for Mark Whitener. Your second-place car turns into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. So Whitener out of the race in the number 5. That is a tough break for him. And Jonathan, in trouble, a fire inside the 10 of Garrett Smith. That is going to bring out a red flag with 7 laps scored in this one. So the red flag on the speedway as Garrett Smith with a fire. You saw it inside the number 10. Garrett Smith is climbing out of that race car. Safety officials are already over there extinguishing the fire coming out from under the hood of Garrett Smith's number 10. There he's climbed out of the race car, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good sign. Man, oh man.
He has been fast here this week. He sat on the pole both times here last night in both features, the Victory Fuel pole. But his night has come to an end with 7 laps in the books. And he was running in third place, Ben Chilton.
Yes, sir. Speaking of, with the night's coming to an end, Mark Whitener, drive shaft out of the 5 car.
Oh, man.
Talk about not catching a break last night. No bead lock on the left rear knocked him out. And tonight, drive shaft. So maybe he's getting all the bad luck out of the way before the 15,000 win finale tomorrow. Mike Marlar ducking into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. As looking for his crew right now. It is a little bit of Where's Waldo down here. There's like 4 entrances into this hot pit, and the crew's going to find Mikey before he finds them, and they're going to get a word with him. And it looks like they're going to go to work on this right rear tire, or the right front. Nope, they're going to make a shock adjustment on the right front. All 4 Hoosier tires up on Mike Marlar's 157, and a shock adjustment, and they'll get him back out onto the racetrack.
Well, he had started, 21st, and he was already up to 14th.
He was up to 14th, yeah.
He gained 7 spots in 7 laps, so...
Yeah, they're
apparently still not happy with that car, but...
Oh, yeah, they're going to have wholesale right side adjustments. They go to work on the right front and the right rear of that race car, and taking a look at that, and they'll get him back out there, but adjustments on both the side, front and back on the right side, guys.
Jeff Matthews also in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit as well. See Gary Winger down there, among others, looking at the number 33, and outside of all the crews, that is just an unbelievably busy area, that Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Here
I thought it was in Florence for a moment.
Oh, my goodness.
Many people in the infield.
It's everywhere. I'm down here. I'm running my Wawa tonight, guys. It's Jeff Matthews' crew. Gary Winger is going to go to work on the race car and see if they can get him back out there. But not a big sense of urgency right now for the 33 team.
See Scott Bloomquist lurking down there just behind the 157 as well. I mean, I've got a kernel of popcorn stuck in my throat back here somewhere. You might have to carry this, James.
Remember the... post-race North-South 100 one year between Marlar and Bloomquist. Little Scott was not...
Little flare-up. Ricky Thornton Jr., the early Todd Steele Buildings hard charger, the 20 RT. He started 25th. He is up to 16th. Is it Ricky Thornton Jr. doing Ricky Thornton Jr. things tonight,
Still not
James?
as good. Well, Jimmy Owens and Scott Bloomquist at Winchester, Virginia one year, Lucas Oil race.
Oh, I
remember that. Yeah, we had a couple of
that.
crew chiefs at the scales, and they were pulling shirts off, and I don't know what was going on.
Oh, my. Sounds like a hockey.
That wasn't Tommy Hicks.
Sounds like a hockey fight.
It was Chris Fox.
I was going to say, was it Chris Fox and Tommy Hicks?
No, it was not Tommy Hicks.
Oh, it wasn't Tommy Hicks, no.
It wasn't Danny Myers.
Wasn't Danny Myers either. I bet Danny's watching at home tonight. Or he may be, if John Clippinger is racing over at Volusia, he may be with them as well. Jeff Matthews is going to pull back out on the track.
And guys, talk about a get-out-of-jail-free card. They were jacking the other side of that car up on Jeff Matthews. There was a gentleman under there working on the race car, arm under the tire, and just saw the jack slipping out. He got his arm out just in time before that jack came down. Oh, man. Be careful in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, guys.
So Marlar gives up track position and let go of the tail of the field. So one car officially, well, 2 cars now with Whitener and Garrett Smith out of the race. So it'll be Davenport, Tyler Erb, Owens, Wilson, O'Neill, Robinson, Alberson, Nodorth, Clay Harris, and Dennis Erb Jr., your top 10, Dustin, at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Restart Zone. Davenport has led the first 7 laps, 43 to go on a Friday night at East Bay.
Indeed it is, and you said it, they're going to fire right there in the Nutrient Ag Solution starting zone. We're back underway. Davenport swings way wide. Turbo now down on the bottom. Here comes Dalton Wilson from 8.
O'Neill got in there hot and heavy down the back straightaway, trying to go 3 wide here through the middle. Right now, Davenport still leads her, pressuring down the main straightaway. 8 in the books. Owens working the bottom. Boy, Jimmy Owens has been so good here at East Bay. It's the best he's been since the last time he won here 11 years ago.
Yeah, that was in 2013. He picked up the win here last night. Here comes Dalton Wilson. Well documented, still searching for that first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. He wheel hops a little bit down there and turns 3 and 4. That allows the Rocket One of Hudson O'Neill to go by and take the 4th spot.
Still want a little bumpy down there, but not as treacherous as last night. Down the back straightaway, here comes Garrett Alberson in 58. As we come out of turn number 4, Ricky Thornton Jr., an early contender for the Todd Steele Winning Charger, started 25th up to 14.
Now Ricky Thornton Jr. working his way through the field in that Anthony Burroughs wrench entry. Meanwhile, he just worked by another car because the 7 of Ross Robinson slipped up the racetrack down in turns 1 and 2. That's happening about 5 spots behind the battle you're looking at on your screen. That's the battle for position number 5 between Garrett Alberson and Dalton Wilson. Garrett Alberson started 11th. He's now inside the top 5.
Actually, Thornton now up to 9th. Ricky Thornton Jr. from 9th.
From 25th to 9th?
Quickly.
Holy cow, in 12 laps. Oh my.
All right, Winger working the bottom. That is the battle there for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
And Winger started 19th, James.
Yep. 10th is Ross Robinson. Clay Harris, Blair Nodorth, Will Harrington, Boom Briggs. Logan Hitt. Good show for Logan, running 15th right now.
Yeah, he's currently runs in that position. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Tyler Erb's taking the lead. Where did that come from?
The Hamburglers in front.
Tyler Erb has moved the 1 car into the lead. I will be the first to admit that I completely missed it. Jonathan Davenport, I believe, may have scraped the wall. Trouble for Jensen Ford in the 15K. He's going to pull into the infield. And Tyler Erb out front, the Best Performance Motorsports number 1.
Apparently, yeah, Davenport got up against the wall. Jimmy Owens right there pressing. Oh, man, that was close. And the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out for Will Harrington.
And he's got trouble there on the ASD Racing number 14X. So we do have a replay of the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. So we'll take a look at that here in just 1 second. As you see again, the 15K of Jensen Ford in there as well. And the crew's tending to his car. And they're looking at the ASD Motorsports 14X of Will Harrington. James, let's take a look and see what happened. You and I both just completely missed it. And right there, he just got too high, slid up into the wall over in turn number 2. We got that blind spot there that neither of us can see. And that was what happened to the 49 of Superman Jonathan Davenport.
So we're about in front.
Wow.
Hey, great job by our producer, Tiffany Swisher, and everybody involved doing a great job here the last 2 weeks. All of our camera folks, everybody, and just fabulous with the Lucas Oil Series, and, of course, everybody here at East Bay and Golden Isles and Alltech and Bubba's. And 2 more nights, but Tyler Erb out in front.
Yeah, great job there on the replay as well.
Yep.
The same people probably complaining at home right now that that was not shown live are the same ones that want to see more of the back of the field as well, right, Ben?
All right, yeah. There was that one time. Yeah. Jensen Ford out of the party. He said, just no good. He said, no good, calling a night. We'll try it again another day. Meanwhile, Jeff Matthews is back down here. They got the car on the hook, and they've got the wheel off the right rear, fully aired up. I think they got some shock issues in that right rear. Actually, not shock issues. They're just going to work on the right rear assembly there, as they've got some issues. They looked at it last time, couldn't get it fixed in time, and they come back in, but we'll see if he can get back out there. But, guys, this racetrack is getting, as our good buddy McDowell would say, very technical. We saw Turbo almost lose it down in 1 and 2 after he got to the lead.
Well, there's the 20 RT, James Ricky Thornton Jr. right now. Again, 15 laps in, he is the early contender for the Todd Steele Buildings Hard Charger. He started 25th. RT is up 17 spots in 15 laps. He currently runs 8th. Wow.
Ashton Winger up 12. McCready up 10. Shepard up 8. Out of the race, only, 3 cars now? Whitener, Smith, and Ford. And Will Harrington.
Will Harrington, unknown issues under the hood of the 14 cars. Town out of the racer
issues.
tonight. Yep. Said he's not totally sure what the issue might be.
Fair enough. Tyler, 15 laps in the books, 35 to go. Davenport, Owens, O'Neill, Alberson, Dalton Wilson, Winger, Thornton, Jr., Clay Harris, 10th. Tyler oh so strong here at East Bay.
Indeed, he is. 2 drivers there near the front of the field. 3 drivers in the top 5 that have already won this week with Tyler Jimmy Owens, and Hudson O'Neill. Jonathan Davenport looking for his first win of the week. Garrett Alberson seeking his first ever Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. We're back to Green Flag Racing. James 15 in the books, 35 to go.
Garrett Alberson's got a good hot rod as well. Down the back straightaway, you see the battle there. Owens, O'Neill, Alberson, Dalton Wilson, Tyler and Ross Robinson off the pace. And the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out with a Georgetown, Delaware driver who started on the outside of row number 2, Dustin.
Ross Robinson sitting there in the cockpit. A great shot of that race car as he appears to have lost power. You see him tapping the roof. That's usually a sign that the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials have asked if the driver is okay or if he needed a push. And, we see a four-wheeler coming up behind him, so he will get pushed into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Man, tough break. He had a top 5 run last night in that Ken Adams Dutch Star Motorsports number 7. And Amanda Robinson, who ran the first 3 races here, had a couple pretty solid outings as well. She and Rick Eckert will see if they can get the 7 car of Ross Robinson back out on the racetrack. We did get a lap in there, guys. 16 now in the books. Ben?
Yeah, he's definitely lost power on that 7 car. They're going to go and take a look at it. And again, I know it's been a little bit up and down here, but there's been more ups than he's ever had at Speed Weeks. And I think it's kind of what we've seen out of Garrett Alberson. I think that Ross Robinson, these guys prepare for their 3rd year on tour. I think you're going to see drastic improvement out of both of them.
Looking at the rear end of the car, we'll see now they come to the front. So 16 laps scored. It's Tyler Jonathan Davenport, Hudson O'Neill, Jimmy Owens, Dalton Wilson, your top 5. Then Garrett Alberson, Ashton Winger, Ricky Thornton Jr., Dennis Jr., Blair Nodorf. Right now in 10th, Clay Harris. How about Boom Briggs? Give him a shout out up to 12th.
Hey, good for
in
Boom.
The 99B.
Absolutely, good for Boom. He started 17th. He's been pretty, like we talked about it earlier. He's had a pretty decent little Speed Weeks down here. That flat tire last night that... what do you do? That tire just exploded. You had to throw the Dave Warren Power Sports caution. It just it stunk, but man, it just happens. But Booms looks solid down here so far. Of course, 2-time ULMS Series champion, Trevor Zuver promoted series here in 2024. Spencer Hughes behind him. Good to see, by the way, Spencer Hughes behind him. That team having a good run. Ben talked about that last night. He hooked up with them at the very, very end of 2023. I know that that team, they have aspirations of likely chasing the Hunt the Front series here in 2024, and very candidly, Speed Weeks maybe it's just not gone as well as they would like it to have gone thus far. He's turning in a good run right now, currently running in that Dethridge Opticians lucky 13th position.
All right, still 9 shy of the halfway mark. Again, right now the Todd Steel Buildings Hard Charger. As we go back to this lap 17, positions up is Thornton. 13 is Brandon Shepard up 13 spots. Shepard now to 15th from 28th. Winger up 12. McCready up 12 as well. So driveline failure apparently on the 7.
Yeah, you see Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials at Dale Robinson out there checking the racetrack to make sure there is not a part of a drive shaft or driveline components out there on the speedway, and more specifically right up there in the racing groove, before we send these drivers back to Green Flag Racing. $16 laps now in the books, guys. We have got 34 laps to go in tonight's main event. Come right back here tomorrow. Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We will go live on MAV TV on FloRacing at approximately 5:45 p.m. Tyler Erb, Jonathan Davenport, Hudson O'Neal. O'Neal up from 9th. That's your top 3. And Jimmy Owens sitting in 4th. Dalton Wilson from 8th up to 5th. Garrett Alberson 6th. Ashton Winger again. He has come from 19th to 7th. Ricky Thornton Jr. from 25th to 8th. Dennis Erb Jr. from 16th to 9th. And Blair Nodorf rounds out the top 10 as the field is lined up in the Delaware double file restart. James, the Dave Warren Power Sports caution lights will be turned off. Green flag going to wave next time around.
In the second night, they can throw out their worst finish so far this year in points opportunity events. Tyler, right now 12th in the points, can throw out one of those poor finishes. He leads 9 shy of the halfway mark here at East Bay at the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone.
Hudson O'Neal with a good restart on the inside of the racetrack. Davenport trying to get the momentum build up on the high side of the speedway. There's Davenport in the 49, Hudson O'Neal in the 1s. The field fans out down the back straightaway. Coming around to complete lap number 17. Here comes Big Perm Dalton Wilson on the inside, James.
Yeah, they tried to make a 3 wide there briefly. Here comes Dalton on the bottom. Wilson out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway as we work lap 18. Here comes Thornton right now. Owens is 4th. Wilson, Alberson, Winger, Erb, Thornton, Clay Harris, your top 10, Dustin.
There is a 0% chance that I don't mess up Garrett Alberson, Dennis Erb Jr., and the 20 RT. They are all 3 very, very similarly wrapped out there on the racetrack, and they're all running within about 3 spots of each other as well. Tyler Erb out front by about 1 full second over this battle on your screen. That's Jonathan Davenport in second in the 49, Jimmy Owens in the 20, and of course the Rocket 1 of Hudson O'Neal. Hudson O'Neal trying to peek a nose to the inside of Jimmy Owens, take that spot away. Dalton Wilson continues to beat the bottom of the racetrack. Looking for some more real estate in that James Ratliff Racing 18D.
Yeah, the heat races were not all that, were kind of uneventful, but I tell you what, they're 3 wide right now, Alberson, Wilson, and Winger. But this feature has been pretty good. There's 3 multiple groups here, Dustin, as we work lap 21 for Tyler Erb.
And Tyler Erb, James, I've just noticed here the last couple laps, he's not really pulling away from Jonathan Davenport. Davenport's not exactly closing back in on him as well. As we look back here on the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, you're going to see Davenport there flash into your screen. That gap, they're turning nearly identical lap times right now. That gap has been steady. Look at that 3 wide racing. That's been steady about 8/10, 9/10 of a second here for the last 6 laps since we went back to green flag racing.
Ashton Winger in that 12 car, trying to work his way up through there. He started inside of row 10 and 19th, and right now he's up to 4th.
And he slips up the racetrack there, allows Garrett Alberson to sneak by. So move Garrett Alberson to position number 4. There's the gap between Tyler Erb and Jonathan Davenport. It was 1 full second last time. JD running a slightly different line. Cuts a couple tenths off of it. It was 7/10 of a second. Coming around this time, James, halfway home. They'll get the cross flags. 25 down, 25 to go.
Tyler Erb still showing the way in the best performance, number 1. Took the lead on about lap 12 from Davenport when Davenport got in the wall in turn number 2 at 7/10 of a second, as you said, down the back straightaway. O'Neal, Alberson, Winger, your top 5.
They are, I'm going to say maybe 6 or 7 laps away from closing in on the back of the field as Winger and Alberson continue to go at it there, and Hudson O'Neal as well. That's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. About 5 or 6 laps away from closing in on the back of the field are your race leaders. So Tyler Erb's got breathing room here for a few laps, but I tell you what, man, when he gets to the back of the field, that is going to be tough for these leaders, because this lap traffic's going to be running 2 and 3 wide if they keep at it here the way they're going for these next few laps.
So we've got Ricky Thornton Jr. and Brandon Shepard both at 18 spots here in this main event as we're 3 laps past the halfway mark. There you see the battle there between Davenport. Here comes Davenport. It was 4/10 of a second last time for the lead into turn 3, Dustin.
Davenport will throw a slider on Tyler Erb. No, he won't. Tyler Erb sends it in turns 3 and 4. He makes contact with the 49. It may open up the door for Hudson O'Neal. It does. They're 3 wide for the lead.
Oh, baby, down the back straightaway. O'Neal will get around Erb. So looks like lap 29, Davenport and Ashton Winger. Where did he come from? Throws it in there.
Winger
on the bottom.
Winger from 19th. 19th. James Turbo he's got trouble. You saw smoke there out from underneath the right front of the Best Performance Motorsports number 1. He's got an issue. He's off the pace on the inside of the back straightaway. His night is done. We stay green flag racing. A tough break for Tyler Erb. The timing and scoring has frozen up on my race pass, which is what we all connect to. 19 laps to go. We do know that much in this one. And out front, Superman Jonathan Davenport trying to pull away from Hudson O'Neal and James. They've caught the back of the field.
Off of turn 4, 17 to go, 33 in the record books here tonight. Garrett Alberson working the bottom. Into turn 1, it is still Jonathan Davenport. Down the...
Over in turn 2.
Whoa, look out, turn 2. We got a car off the pace. Down the back straightaway now, back on it.
Yeah, Hudson O'Neal right there as well. Hudson O'Neal closing in quickly on Jonathan Davenport. Maybe this one's interesting, James. we need a PSG, brother. We need a please stay green. We're back up on the timing and scoring. 16 laps to go. Jonathan Davenport, Hudson O'Neal, and Ashton Winger from 19th.
Whoa, and Ashton Winger has problems in turn 4. And he's back on the gas. Thought he might have a flat. We got a battle for the lead out of turn 2.
Oh, my goodness.
There is action everywhere, Dustin Jarrett.
We need a quadruple box.
Quadruple box.
Give me all the boxes. Ricky Thornton Jr. has come from 25th up to the top 5 right now. Brandon Shepard has come from 28th up to 6th.
And it's not over yet. If he can get a caution. Davenport, 37 laps complete, 13 to go. O'Neal, Alberson is 3rd, Wilson 4th, Thornton, Shepard, Winger, Harris, Erb Jr., Jimmy Owinger top 10, Brian Shirley, and Mike Marlar have climbed to 11th and 12th.
Unbelievable. Jonathan Davenport, 0.7 of a second. The advantage last time by. That's your leader on the left side of your screen. The movers and shakers on the right side of your screen with the B5 of Brandon Shepard, the 12 of Ashton Winger, and the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. as they work around the back of the field. It's 0.7 of a second, James, the advantage for Jonathan Davenport over Hudson O'Neal. 11 laps to go.
There goes your leader into turn 1, the Lance and Darla Landers Double M Motorsports car. There's the number 1, Hudson O'Neal is 2nd. It was 0.8 of a second. Remember, if we get 10 or less laps to go, it'll be a single file restart. We're going to come off of turn 4. There's Shepard and Winger going at it. Winger got in there hot into turn 4, and I'm not sure what happened if he got hung up on the cushion, but Shepard goes around him, and Brandon Shepard
from 28th to 6th. Unbelievable. He's gained 22 spots. Ricky Thornton Jr. again from 25th to 5th. Dalton Wilson currently runs 4th. Garrett Alberson, another solid run. He is running in position number 3. And there is Alberson and Hudson O'Neal as they try to close in on Jonathan Davenport. Davenport's right there, James. This one's good. 8 laps to go.
Oh, baby, it's going to go to the end. Classic East Bay. O'Neal to the bottom. Here comes Garrett Alberson up top. Alberson a run down the back straightaway on Hudson O'Neal. The top 3 all together. They will have 7 laps to go. Man, business is picking up front off of turn 4, Dustin Jarrett.
Garrett Alberson may be trapped behind the 4G of Bob Gardner right there. He's going to have to go back to the outside of the track. Meanwhile, Hudson O'Neal peeks a nose down to the inside. Classic East Bay here on a Friday night just outside Tampa, Florida. 6 laps to go for Superman.
It was Big Perm to 4th, Thornton 5th. Into turn 1, O'Neal on the bottom. Garrett Alberson, he's going to try to get that run out of turn number 2. Here comes Garrett Alberson for 2nd place on Hudson O'Neal. 5 to go this time, DJ.
Alberson going to try to cross him over, but he's got the lap car of Blair Nodorf directly in front of him as well. I feel like Garrett Alberson's one of the fastest cars on the track, but his momentum keeps getting spoiled. 5 laps to go, and Dalton Wilson going to take that 3rd spot away. You can't keep up with the action here at East Bay. 0.7 of a second, the advantage for Jonathan Davenport over Hudson O'Neal as well, this time by 4 laps to go.
Oh, and it's trouble. Turn 4, Thornton had got hung up on the cushion. Here comes Winger back. Into turn 2, Davenport still leads with 3 to go. And it's not over yet. Look at this.
No, it sure is not, as we got 3 laps to go. 3 laps remaining in this one. 3 laps to go in this one. Hudson O'Neal is right there. That's the battle for the lead. Jonathan Davenport has it. Hudson O'Neal trying to take it away. Coming around this time by James. 2 laps to go for your leader, Jonathan Davenport.
Trying to become the 7th different winner in 11 races this year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. O'Neal trying to get his 4th into 3. Wilson is 3rd. Alberson, Winger, Thornton, Shepard, Harris, Owens, Dennis Erb Jr. But all eyes up front. And the Barrett's Performance. 1 lap to go for the 3-time Lucas Oil champion.
Superman Jonathan Davenport trying to get his first win of the week here at East Bay Raceway Park. He's smooth off corner number 2 down the back straightaway for the final time. Checkered flag is in the air. Your Friday night winner at East Bay Raceway Park is going to be Superman Jonathan Davenport. Second goes to Hudson O'Neal. Third will be Dalton Wilson at the line. Garrett Alberson finishes 4th. And Ashton Winger rounds out the top 5 from 19th. Then it's Ricky Thornton Jr. from 25th to 6th. Brandon Shepard from 28th to 7th. Another solid run for Clay Harris. He comes from 13th to 8th. Jimmy Owens finishes 9th. And Dennis Erb Jr. from 16th rounds out the top 10 in another classic here at East Bay Raceway Park. James, still one bit of business left to take care of.
Go to the UNO8 scale. So the Todd Steele Building's hard charger of the race, up 21 spots. Shepard,
unreal.
Thornton up 19 spots. Drake Troutman, good run for him, up 16 spots. Winger up 14th, and McCready up 14th as well. The Willwood Brakes, lucky number 7 is Brandon Shepard. The Death Race Opticians, lucky 13, Drake Troutman. And we'll have to check on that was something else.
Oh, man. The
race fans, if they didn't enjoy that one, look at the time. Very good.
9:43, I'll take it.
Yes, sir. If it wasn't for that 1B main, we'd have been
done at 8:43.
You've been on the drive home already.
Jonathan Davenport with the best lap of the race, James, a 14.8. Who's our best lap of the race?
The Coleman Farms.
Coleman Farms fastest lap of the race.
Lap 14.810. There was action everywhere.
I mean, you could not have enough cameras to keep up with it. Ben, was it as fun from your vantage point as it was up here?
I don't know that I've enjoyed one from the infield that much in a while because, man, it was every inch of the racetrack being used, and then it built up a pretty gnarly curb on both ends. How about, guys, we talked about it before the feature, 5 nights, 5 different winners. These guys are letting it all hang out. They all want to get one more chance at a Veland Winter Nationals feature win.
Yeah. And we'll have a chance for 6 for 6 tomorrow in it's going to be the final Winter Nationals here at East Bay Raceway Park. Of course, we'll be back for the grand finale coming up in October as well. And we mentioned that earlier, those dates. Mark them on your calendar if you have not yet done so already. It'll be coming up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, James. And that is October 10th, 11th, and 12th. A pair of 5,000 prelims each night, Thursday and Friday. And, of course, the grand finale on Saturday, $50,000 to win, and that will be the race before the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship at Eldora Speedway.
How are we going to give the slicker graphics slickest move of the race? There's like a bunch of people that.
Well, Michael Lefevre's from Slicker Graphics is here. We might hand about 20 of them out.
Hard luck has to be Tyler running right there, and with the DNF finishes 24th.
Yeah. He was up there leading, and if you had to give a second hard luck of the race award, your pole sitter Mark Whitener, who pulled off while running second early in the going as well.
I'm not sure if it was contact or if just something broke. Something went awry on that left rear of Tyler Erb's race car, and it just started shaking violently as he came down the straightaways. He tried to ride it for a lap, and it knocked him out, but, man, he had a race car. Meanwhile, it's official. He's cleared the UNOH scales. Your winner here tonight, Jonathan Davenport. He will make his way into Lucas Oil Victory Lane tonight. The Veland Winter Nationals presented by Lucas Oil. As we'll talk to your top 3 on the Big River Steel podium. We're going to do it all again tomorrow. But tonight, Jonathan Davenport gets his 8th career win in the Veland Winter Nationals. And this will be his 74th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win as he makes his way around. He's been on the Big River Steel podium the past few nights. Tonight, he left no doubt, led early, lost the lead, battled back, and overcame lap traffic and some hard chargers to take it down here to Victory Lane as he comes around. And the Lance and Darla Landers, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Longhorn race car, as he will pull down here. $12,000 richer here tonight is the driver out of Blairsville, Georgia. And he said he's had a fast race car, just looking for just a little something extra. I think he found it tonight, guys, and he had a good starting spot, but again, had to work for it. Another race here at East Bay with multiple leaders, lead changes, and all kinds of excitement. As we wait on him to climb out of the race car, the Corey Fosvet crew chief to entry. Steve Arpin down here from Longhorn Chassis congratulating him as he gets set to climb out of the car, picking up his first win of the year overall. And again, his 74th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. Not quite sure yet if he's going to be on tour full-time this year. This has got to increase the encouragement for him to do that and go after a 4th title as he gets set to climb out of car number 49 after picking up $12,000 here tonight at East Bay Raceway Park in the 48th and final Veland Winter Nationals. Race fans, let him hear it. Superman Jonathan Davenport. Confetti flies. He's got the steering wheel in hand. Signature celebration. His salute to you, the race fans here at East Bay. And he'll let the old steering wheel fall for the first time on the roof in 2024 as he comes around. JD, that's the first time you've punished the steering wheel this year, and I know you hope that's going to be about 20. Man, you have been on this Big River Steel podium, it feels like every night pretty much this week. Tonight, though, how did you get to the top of it?
Luck, I guess. Just a great car all my guys give me. For sure, I thought I'd give it away there when I messed up in 1 and 2, but we made one little shock adjustment there up before the feature that made this thing a bear to handle. But we know not to do that anymore. But anyway, man, I'm out of breath. I'm going to have to quit eating cheeseburgers and start running or something.
Now, wait a minute. Is this bear right here the one you were having to handle? There's actually a bear on the front straightaway. Now, man, I tell you what, though. You lost the lead for a minute there. Did you go, man, here we go, another night?
Yeah, probably for a little bit. But I just kept trying to be patient and stay in his tire tracks and just know that I was probably running a little lighter on the throttle than he was, just trying to save my tires. And when I got back to him, I thought I had a good run, and then at the last second, I kind of slowed up. I don't know if he went over the cushion right there or not, because I figured he would come right back by me. I tried to give him enough room on the outside there, but we rubbed a little bit. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I thought I'd give that one away and got back to it. And then, man, this place is so tricky. Like, it's the black is so black, and then, like, there's a lot of grip in the brown, but if you get too far in the brown, like, it's slimy. I kept getting too high down there, and I would wheel spin too much, and then I would try to move down where there was more grip, and then I'd push the right front. So pretty tricky for such a wild racetrack. But anyway, just thanks to everybody coming out tonight for sure. Got to thank Nutrient Ag Solutions, ASC Warranty, Dynagro, Longhorn, Steve, everybody back at Longhorn Chassis Shop. Appreciate everything they do for us. Bill Stein. I got to give a shout out to a guy that's lost his life today. He's been painting my helmets for over 15 years. Ryan Young, just thoughts and prayers to his family. They buried my grandpa today. I missed his funeral, but I know he was riding with me. He knows what this racing deal is all about, and if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be racing anyway. But just racing with a heavy heart for sure. But I know he was riding with me.
Race fans, how about it for Superman Jonathan Davenport, your winner tonight on top of the Big River Steel podium, coming home in position number 2. Hudson O'Neill. Oh, there he is, hiding back here. Huddy, man, you closed in late. Lap traffic was hairy. Did you think you had anything for the 49 car?
I don't know. I touched every inch of this racetrack trying to. I thought it was a great race. We raced all over it. The lap traffic started to keep pace there a little bit at the end, and I thought maybe I had some hope trying that bottom, and just by the end of it, we had our right rear so hot from running around that top that it was hard to move around and get off of the cushion. But, man, what a racetrack East Bay gave us tonight. Hopefully we can put on a great show like that tomorrow for all you fans, and congrats to Jonathan. It was a great race, man. It's awesome to race with people that will race you back clean, and it put on a hell of a show for all you guys. And appreciate all my guys, Mark, Danny, Joel, Austin, my girlfriend Tessa. Got a lot of family here, my dad, my mom. My girlfriend's parents are here with us as well, and a lot of supporters of mine. And it's just been it's been a really great week to close out East Bay, and really looking forward to tomorrow.
JD's huffing and puffing a little bit. You're catching your breath. How demanding was this racetrack tonight?
It was demanding. That top just had like a kind of a washboard effect to it, and it just rattled you to death. And you had to hold on to the steering wheel pretty tight, and forearms get to pumping whenever that happens. And I was hoping that maybe, just maybe, that forearm pump might get to Jonathan, make one mistake for me, but he never did. That's why he's so great. But thanks to everybody on that race car: Valvoline, Soybert Calf Ranches, O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, Wheeler Metals, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, Ace Metalworks, Gunner's Honey, Rocket Chassis, everybody back at the shop, Steve Baker, Rocket Pre-Owned, Snowco Race Fuel, Styles Marine, Performance Grading, Andy Durham Race Engines, everybody that's a part of this, man. It takes every one of us, and Fox and everybody involved. We'll see if we can't finish one more spot forward tomorrow.
Race fans, how about it? Second on the Big River Steel podium, Hudson O'Neill. As we'll head down to our third place finisher. He started back in 8th. He's back on the Big River Steel podium. The driver of car number 18D, Dalton Wilson. Dalton, you were digging late there, man. One more caution, or do you think it pretty much played out for the car you had?
No, I mean, we didn't want to see a caution for sure, maybe 10 more laps, but we'll get that tomorrow. Like I said, thanks to my guys, thanks to my awesome car owners. We had a really good car tonight, and we kind of went forward and fell back, and then we were just able to charge there at the end and got them moving around. And like I said, once we got to move around the racetrack a little bit, I had a really good car. So, hats off to JD. Congrats on the win. Like I said, thanks to all my guys. Thanks to all my sponsors, ICS. MGL, Grant Lee's here still with us. New Point Lighting Design, Wayne's down here hanging out with us. It's awesome to have him. Just everybody behind this deal, JR Truck and Super Trucker, JR Motor Sales, Dotto Outlet, VP, B&L Construction. Daniel's down here hanging out with us too. So, it's really cool. My mom's here, my brother, just, everybody down here, just thanks to everybody behind this deal. And, Bo Miller, ICS, with this motor's really good. James not here tonight, but still a good show, good night for us.
This is a tough field. This is, some would argue, a World 100 caliber field every night. You're lurking on this Big River Steel podium. Is it really starting to kick in that, hey, man, this team has got every single thing we need?
Yeah, I mean, we do. We have, like I said, we have great people behind us that, that believe in us and give us everything we do need to compete each and every night. And, we had an off night last night, but to come back tonight and, points tonight and run up front, we're definitely happy with it. And, like I said, my guys are working hard. Divine had to go home today, thanks to him too. Nick, Ethan, Hunter, just everybody that works on this deal. Like I said, I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but I'm wore out right now.
He's wore out, but he's going to be third on the Big River Steel podium. How about it for Dalton Wilson, DJ James? Another burner here tonight at East Bay.
And it sure was, Ben. A great job as always. We'll take a look at your super clean race recap to see how we got to those three drivers on the Big River Steel podium here this evening. It's,
man, what a year we're going to have. We've had 7 different winners and 11 races so far this year. You saw Davenport get the lead. As you see, Garrett Smith on fire. Again, he was okay. Mark Whitener out of the race. Davenport, there you go, the misstep in turn 2, but he recovered. As Tyler led a few laps there.
Yeah, he sure did. And there's Jonathan Davenport getting Tyler back. Turbo ended up having trouble on that best performance. Motorsports number 1, a little bit of contact right there, and that also opened up the door for Hudson O'Neill as there was Turbo out of the party in the number 1. Hud gave it all he had, James. He was able to move down to the inside to Jonathan Davenport a few times, just unable to complete the pass here this evening.
Top 16 finishers down to Boom Briggs, all with 50 laps complete. You see right there, Dalton Wilson and Garrett Albertson. You keep knocking on that door, Dustin, you're going to kick it down one night.
Absolutely. As that was a look at your super clean race recap. There's your Big River Steel podium, getting their picture taken in Veland Victory Lane. And Ben, man, oh man, it's going to be sad to see the Veland Winter Nationals go, but I cannot think of a better way to cap off the week than what we've had here so far in 2024.
Yeah, you said it all right there, DJ. It was an amazing night of racing. It was a beautiful night. The fans, though, man, it's always about the fans. And this was an energetic, massive crowd tonight, and they got their money's worth. And we thank them for coming out and allowing us all to do what we do. And, yeah, it all comes down to tomorrow. Tonight, JD gets it done. 5 different winners in 5 nights. So we go 6 for 6 for tomorrow. 15,000 on the line, 50 laps. One more, guys, one more race here at the Veland Winter Nationals at East Bay.
Yep, absolutely, Ben. Is look at that.
It's going to take a while.
Look at that parking debacle trying to get out of here.
By the way, your MD3 most laps led was Jonathan Davenport with 34. Tyler Herb did lead 16. And again, your Coleman Farms fastest lap of the race, Jonathan Davenport, 14.810. Todd Steel Building's hard charger. That was very, very impressive by Brandon Shepard. 28th to 7th there at the end of that race.
21 spots gained. Yep. James, it's a joy and a pleasure as always, my friend, as we will look forward to doing it one more time for the Winter Nationals. Yep, here tomorrow. The Aliens were back, and we'll look forward to seeing them tomorrow night. We will look forward to seeing each and every one of you back here tomorrow night as well. As Dirt Draft Hot Laps go live at 6 p.m., we will go live on MAV TV on FloRacing at approximately 5:45 on behalf of Ben Shelton and James Essex. This is Dustin Jarrett. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to tonight's winner, Jonathan Davenport.